Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Real Life Excel. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm ready to learn a little bit more in Excel. Little side story, I started watching what's called the Dropout show. Pretty interesting. The whole Elizabeth Holmes scandal that happened with Theranos. I binge watched that the past couple of days, but anyways, I wanted to create an Excel spreadsheet that involves using a number and merging it with a text that automatically gets created. So, for example, here, this text is saying, "Congrats, Marissa, for being the best performer for the month of January." Here's a little formula. And then, I guess this is a pretty passive aggressive note saying, okay, you need to do better based on your name popping up here. You need to do better. And then here's a little short pivot table. Pivot tables are a pretty helpful tool in Excel to analyze data and visualize it a lot easier. And this is just counting the number of best performers for the year. So Jane got 4 of these, a few others got 2, and then a couple got 1. And then here we can see our worst performers of the year. So these guys need to pick up slack. But yeah, this is the finished file, so let's just move over to the working file. So let me insert a column here. We can type something here saying like the message. What we'll do is we'll do equal signs, then we'll do a apostrophes signaling that this is a text to Excel, and then we can just type in whatever we want to. So we can say congrats ... We can put whatever message we want to put, but to make it match to our finished file, we'll do congrats space, so that way it includes a space moving forward, or else the text will just be right next to each other. This best performer text will just be right next to each other. So we'll do congrats, and I guess I can show it right here if it'll let me. Go back. So yeah, congrats, no space. And then we'll use this and I guess symbol. That's what it's called. I feel like there's a more official name for it, but people don't really talk about that much. But anyways, we'll do and then we'll select the cell, basically saying, okay, this is the cell that will pick up the information to then merge with this text that we just added in here. Now, there's a little nitty-gritty detail, but I added an exclamation point as well. So we'll need to do that as well. So, She1 working, okay. Then we'll also do another and sign, apostrophe, the exclamation point together. And you can see here, since I didn't add that space right here, it's just one simple like word. It's showing up as one word, but just add that space right there. It'll be congrats, Marissa. Then we can just drag that down using that little box. Double click the column to make it a little bit bigger. You can see Jane did the best in 4 months. Adam did the best in 2 months. We can do that the same right here. And you could, I guess, copy and paste it over here, but it will just say the same message. So we'll have to create the new message. I forget what it was called. What was it? Let's do better? Yeah, let's do better. Being a little bit aggressive on or scare tactics on these poor employees. Better ... Apostrophe. We'll do again the and sign, and then we'll select this. Oh, I forgot to put the equal signs in here to make that into a formula. Then and that cell. We can Control B to bold it. We can double click this column to make it bigger. Let's see if it matches to what we're doing. Perfect. Yep. And so now it's automatically picking up Marissa's name, for example, in the month of July. And for example, if I just change this to 0, it'll automatically change both of these. So it changed this to John's as the best amount for the month. And I'll say congrats, John, instead of congrats, Betsy. and then it'll change it to Betsy's name for the worst category to 0, Betsy, and then let's do better Betsy. But let's revert that. No, I guess this was the finished file, but it should be the same. Let's see. Yep, automatically does it as a little quick check. Perfect. So now what we can do is a pivot table. So what we'll do is we'll just select the max column and the best performer column. We'll go to the insert tab, click on pivot table, and then from table and range, we're using this little table. And here's the range that it selected. Excel does a pretty good job, and usually when you already pre-select it, it'll select that as a table. We don't want to create a new worksheet, we just want to add it in this worksheet that we've been working on. So we'll click this button, and then we'll click it right here to say, okay, let's start doing this pivot table right here. We'll click OK. Now we have our little pivot table. What's pretty nice about pivot tables is that you can just drag and drop things in here. Obviously I'm just messing around, this is not very helpful. We don't know who this is really. I guess we could go based off the numbers, but not very helpful. But you can just drag and move these around into whatever way you want to do it. And I was already playing around with this already, but this is, I guess, the way that looks the best to analyze this. But it looks like automatically the pivot table is using the sum of the max for each person. So it's summing up the total calls that each person made within that best performer. What we can do is go click on the sum of max and then go to value field settings. And this little section, summarize value field by, we can select which type of function or which type of data I guess we want to analyze, what kind of data we want to look at. Instead of sum, we'll just do count. So we'll count the number of times each person did the best. And here we are, we can see that Jane did the best in 4 months, Betsy did the best in 2 months, Allie did the best in 2 months, Adam did the best in 2 months, and so forth. And we can do the same thing for here. So go to insert, pivot table from data table and range, to existing worksheet. I think I did it a little bit below this, the best performer. Then we'll do values for the minimum, worst performer for the row. Now we have this populated, but again, it's looking like it's only picking up the sum. So go to the values, go to the sum of men, click on the little drop down, go to value field settings, go to count, click OK, and now it's picking up the worst performers, and it looks like Adam and Betsy did the worst. They're tied for the worst for 4 months each, so not looking too great for them. And we can also do some changes in the format of the table, so we can change the color a bit. It was this one that we did for the worst one, kind of a orange reddish looking color. And let's see the green. We can just select this green, showing as it's the best. And what we can do as well is we can change the columns. So we can say best performers. We can make this column a little bit bigger. Worst performers. And do that. And so now we have a little bit of a text message saying, okay, good job, Marissa. We'll send you a trophy in the mail. Or, uh-oh, we need to have a chat. We need to figure out how to get those numbers up for this month. Maybe it could just be they took some time off, or maybe they're just slacking, who knows, but they just gotta talk to us. And then here, this pivot table is automatically telling us the number of times each person has done the best, and the number of times each person has done the worst. So pretty basic stuff that you can do just to make Excel work for you automatically and tell you who's doing better, who's doing worse, or just telling you specific data points that you want it to tell you. So yeah, hopefully this all makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Always happy to take requests or just chat. But yeah, thanks a lot. Take care, guys.